Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, no Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In our last episode, we got through the Elex Forest, we caught a Scyther in the bug catching contest, and we got our next member of our party, which was a level 12 Nidoran. And as most of you are probably familiar with, at least for those of you who watched the Pokemon Yellow playthrough, Nidoran was a very valuable member of our party, and there's no differences in this run either. Nidoran definitely pulls his weight again, and so it's a Pokemon that we definitely want to be training out, considering it is only level 12 at the moment. So at the moment, we're going to want to throw him into the front of the party so that we can gain all the extra experience from these trainers around here that we haven't yet fought. The thing about trainers is that trained Pokemon give much more experience than wild fights, and that's why we want to be training up on those guys rather than wild Pokemon, at least for the time being. This trainer of course has 4 Voltorbs of increasing level, but the first one should be no problem for Nidoran to take out with one tackle. It is only level 2, so we should be able to one-hit KO, which we do, and I'll gladly take that experience on Nidoran. The next Pokemon is another Voltorb. Like I said, he's got 4, and we should be able to deal with this one reasonably well. However, I want to switch Makar back in. Even though he does have 3 HP, we should be able to deal with it fine. We take 1 damage, but that's perfectly fine with me. I am going to throw 2 potions onto Makar right now just to be on the safe side, because the only thing this Voltorb can really do to me is tackle. I think he may have Screech, but other than that, we should be fine. I probably could have potioned up Makar beforehand, but I feel fine with doing it now. It doesn't make much of a difference. Like I said, we only took 2 damage as a result, and was this another damage? The critical hit, and it still did 1 damage. So excellent choice in using Makar here. He's got valuable defenses and valuable offenses with the move Magnitude as well. The move Magnitude has 30 PP, and it's super effective on these Voltorbs, so it's a great addition to our arsenal here. Anyways, we want to be switching back into Nidoran here, just to gain all the experience that we can from these Voltorbs, because ultimately Nidoran is going to be more valuable than Geodude in the long run, and so we want to try and get those levels, even though Makar does still have some use for us. So once again, switch back into Makar here. I think we probably should still be taking 1 damage from these Voltorbs, which we do, even at level 10 here. And Makar should be easily be able to KO with Magnitude, or KO back with Magnitude, even if I get a relatively low Magnitude, because it is super effective, it is stab, and Geodude will take full advantage of that. So next up, we have this final Voltorb. Like I said, just follow the pattern here. Send out Nidoran again, and switch back into Makar right afterwards. So this should put Nidoran up to level 12, I'm thinking, or up to level 13, I'm thinking. If not, the next fight most definitely will. I'm not too worried about this Screech here, as Makar still has a ton of defense, so we should be able to take anything. He throws another Screech on there, so we are at -4 defense, but with 1 Magnitude, we should be able to take out this Voltorb no problem, and we don't take any damage from it, so that's fantastic for us. And I'll definitely avoid any hits where possible. So there we go. Nidoran grew up to level 13, and it didn't even have to use any HP or PP. I think I didn't take any damage at all. Now we also want to be careful about Nidoran, because if we enter into a wild fight here, there is a chance that the Pokemon that we encounter could trap us if it is a higher level. So there it is. We saw a level 12 Snubbull. So like I said, the Pokemon here are at a decent level where they can end up trapping Nidoran, so we want to be careful about that. The next fight we want to encounter, though, of course, is this trainer here. He's got a level 15 Venonat, but we should be able to take advantage of that pretty nicely, again with Makar's defenses. I think the only offensive move this Venonat packs is Tackle. However, if he's going to be throwing around supersonics like that, I certainly don't want to be attacking with Makar, as the last time we got supersonic, we certainly didn't go out well for us. Nevertheless, we switch back into Makar here. His tackle misses, and we can take full advantage of that by throwing on a rock throw here. He uses Disable, which doesn't affect us because we didn't attack, therefore it fails. And the rock throw nearly KOs. We should be able to finish off with a tackle. So here our rock throw gets disabled anyways, so we wouldn't have been able to use it, and we're able to cleanly finish it off with a rock throw, which is great because we gain all that experience on Nidoran, and Makar took no damage in that fight either. So it's definitely beneficial for us to switch out of that supersonic. Nevertheless, I do want to switch back into Makar here as we traverse this next section of grass. We do run into a wild Abra, but and we do get trapped by it, but nevertheless, the only thing Abra can really do to us, is teleport at this point. Therefore, I'm not really fearing it too much. This next trainer down here, though, has 2 flying Pokemon, which we, again, should be able to take advantage of with Geodude. Therefore, I want to switch Nidoran in first to gain the experience, and switch back out into Makar. So, there we go. You see that Makar is taking minimal damage while dishing out a ton of hits. Even Pidgey's stab move Gust, because it's resisted, doesn't even touch Makar. It still does a single point of damage. I think the only reason that these guys are actually even doing damage to Geodude is because you do at least minimum 1 damage when you attack, if it hits. Therefore, I wonder exactly how much these guys are actually doing, or if it's even less than a half a point of damage, because if Pokemon rounded down, it definitely would be doing next to nothing to Geodude anyways. Nevertheless, the next Pokemon he's going to be sending out is a Pidgeotto, which is a little higher level, and we should be able to greatly benefit off the experience of this for Nidoran here. So back out goes Makar. We should be also taking minimal damage from this Pidgeotto. It does have a higher attack stat, so there you go. Even with a crit, Pidgeotto only does 3 points of damage, and we should be able to do a decent amount of damage back. I think this may do 2 points. Yes, it does. And Rock Throw should do a hefty portion of damage to this Pidgeotto, if not KO it. So we do get the KO, which is great. Makar's going to level up, and I think Nidoran is also going to level up, which is fantastic. So double level up on that trainer fight, and I'm definitely in favor of that because both Geodude and Nidoran are going to be very valuable for us in the long run of things. If we come up here, we pick up TMO4, which is Rollout, and that's a fantastic move for a lot of our Pokemon right now. Geodude can take advantage of that, even Quilava can take advantage of that move, and therefore it's very valuable to hold at this point, and something I'm definitely going to be picking up, at least maybe even using in the short run of things. So now that we've taken down these first 2 trainers here, the next thing we're going to want to do is, I believe, start to proceed back towards Goldenrod City. And now, as we try to do, again, we want to avoid this trainer fight here. He's got some Pokemon that we definitely don't want to be taking on right now. That berry tree down there has a mystery berry, which is very valuable to us, but we can't access it until we get Surf. So for now, we're going to want to throw Nidoran back into the front of the party. And because I don't want to risk facing this trainer up to the top left of me, I want to face this girl down here, who has a Pikachu that we should be able to take advantage of with Makar again. So first we send out Milk with against this level 16 Pikachu, and then we can switch back into a Makar. And even though Pikachu uses Double Team, we should be able to hit it without too much of an issue. Double Team can be annoying as it gives us a chance to miss, but maybe we can get lucky and hit, and we miss, unfortunately. So hopefully Pikachu's Double Teams don't completely screw us over here, as I do not want to be wasting too many of these attacks. We do get a critical hit with Magnitude 4, which is nice, and with that in mind, I think I just want to throw a Tackle on here and hope that we hit, because Tackles aren't as valuable to us, and we did manage to hit through 4 evasion boosters, which is really nice because it definitely could have been scary to waste a lot of PP on that trainer there. The next guy here, I believe he has a Sandshrew and a Marill, and for that reason Bellsprout is now going to be very valuable to us, as we will be able to KO with Vine Whip hopefully. So we'll keep Malk out in the front so that he can gain the experience, and switch back into Bellsprout, as Bellsprout isn't as valuable anymore to us, but it still has a couple attacks that will be able to KO a lot of things. Fortunately, this Sandshrew attacks us with a Sand Attack, which does force us to miss, and he also scratches us for a decent hefty point of damage. Nevertheless, we should be able to KO with Vine Whip, which we do, which is nice. and both of our Pokemon gain some experience anyways. The next guy he's going to send out is a Meryl though, so we want to switch back into Nidoran here to gain the experience, and hopefully I can switch back into Bellsprout safely. There is a chance that we could die here, which is a bit unfortunate, but I have no doubts that Bellsprout should be able to survive, which it does. And hopefully we can KO back with Vine Whip here, if we get lucky. And we do, we score a critical hit, which is awesome. Bellsprout stays alive, Milk grows up, and Bellsprout stays alive. Milk levels up, I think, or at least he gained a hefty pointage of experience there. No, Milk did level up, which is fantastic. So, now that we've completed that, the next thing we want to do is we want to face this trainer here. And I think we have Milk at the front of our party, which we do. She's got a level 15 Vulpix, I believe, which we should be able to take advantage of. And I'm not too worried about it anyways. Because the thing is, Geodude does resist fire, and even though he doesn't have the best special defense, I'm not too worried about this Vulpix. I think it also has Tackle, which it may end up using, who knows. So it does use Ember, which is special, and like I said, Geodude doesn't have the greatest special defense, but nevertheless, Geodude does resist it, so it's going to be taking minimal damage from it anyways. Unfortunately, we get a lower end of magnitude there, which does a little less damage than I was hoping for, but maybe we can get lucky and get a stronger magnitude here. As you can see, Vulpix does use Quick Attack there, which only does a single point of damage, and of course we get a level 5 magnitude, which isn't much of an improvement either way. Nevertheless, it is able to KO this Vulpix because of the increase in damage, and I will gladly take that experience no matter what. So we're doing fairly well here, and I feel that. And the thing is, Nidoran will be able to evolve in one more level, and I think it's getting pretty close to evolving here. It only needs 381 more experience, and then we should be able to evolve. One of the things that I forgot to do in our last section, though, is there's a couple great, and I mean really fantastic items we can pick up early on if we go into this elevator here. This elevator here gives us access to the basement, which has a very interesting function, and in which case, if you enter the basement, the first time you enter the basement, certain sections of the basement will be closed off. As you can see here, we can go through there, but we can't get through there, and we can't get through there. However, if you leave the basement, go up to whatever floor, and go back down to the basement, you re-enter it, and all the boxes seem to have been moved around. Therefore, they give us access to a completely different section of the basement. Therefore, I can pick up this item here, which is an Ultra Ball, which is really nice because picking up an Ultra Ball that early is fantastic for the run because it gives me a lot more dependability on the items that I'll be using. Therefore, we switch back to the first floor, switch back to the basement, head back down, and a new section of the basement is again opened up to us. This item here we can pick up, which is a Burn Heal, and unfortunately we don't have enough items to pick it up right now, so I'm going to have to take a look at what we have here, see what we can toss out, if anything. I guess this Quick Claw we can throw onto Milk because he doesn't have the greatest speed, so to have any chance to increase his chances of going first even when his speed is lower, I think is a fantastic ability to throw on there for him. Either way, we pick up a Burn Heal, which is also very valuable, and down here we also pick up an extra Ether. The only item we can't pick up here right now, as you can see in the top left corner, there is an Amulet Coin, which we will be able to pick up later on, but it's simply not accessible to us at this point in time. Ultimately, an Amulet Coin doesn't really seem as much worth for us, at least in this type of run, because gaining extra money doesn't really help us in the long run of things, because realistically, we aren't spending anything. So, anyways, those are the main items of value in this particular area here. And the next thing I want to be doing is I want to head down to the underground floor here. Now there are a couple items here that are hidden that I don't know the exact position of, so we'll have to see if I can find them. They are kind of oddly placed anyways. And this first Pokemon here is a Slowpoke, which I believe doesn't have any water moves, therefore I feel content with throwing Makar in there. I think the only offensive move it has is Tackle anyways, and I think I'm going to use Magnitude over anything else to try and KO them.
So we take out the first Slowpoke, note without too much trouble. The next Pokemon, of course, is another Slowpoke. So I feel content to switch back into Makar here. Unfortunately, he does throw a Growl on there, which is a bit of an inconvenience. It means we're going to be doing less damage, but hopefully we can KO anyways. Unfortunately, we don't with our Magnitude, but no biggie. A Tackle should be able to tail with it very nicely. So, first trainer down, no issues, and Nidoran is very close to evolving, I think, at this point, so we can continue on training against this next guy. Now, this guy has a couple Magnemites that are because of their new typing, they're now Steel and Electric. We can take advantage of that fact with our double kick on Nidoran, and one double kick should be able to deal with each and every Magnitude this guy has. Unfortunately, he also has some Voltorbs, like this one here, but again, Geodude should be able to take advantage of that. I should be able to Magnitude for a KO, and easily gain Malk his 16th level, which means he's going to be evolving right after this fight, which is fantastic, and something I'm definitely in favor of. We can also switch back into Nidoran at this point, and make use of our double kicks to easily KO this Magnemite, and his final Magnemite, which is a little higher level, but should be no issue for our Nidoran. He's got double kick, and it's super effective and all that good stuff. So now that this battle is over, Nidoran will be evolving into Nidorino, and even though in our yellow run we held back with Nidoran so that he could learn Poison Sting at level 17, I would much rather receive Poison Sting at level 19, because right now Malk has a ton of PP that he can make use of, and I don't really want to get rid of those right away. So I don't know exactly where the hidden items are. Here's the first one, I guess. So there's a Paralyzed Heal, which is nice. This guy is a haircut brother. They appear on certain days of the week, and they increase your Pokemon's happiness. Or I think this might be the salesman for some really weird herbal items like the energy powder and the herbal roots that we've found before. Nevertheless, I think there's another hidden item somewhere around here. Maybe here. But yeah, there are some definite items that we do want to pick up. There's the coin case, which isn't really of great use to us because we aren't going to be spending money on coins. So it's not that great, but I'll take it anyways. There is another hidden item, I think, over here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. It's an antidote, so I'll definitely be in favor of that. Being able to avoid poison is something that I certainly want to be taking advantage of. This next guy down here we should also be able to take care of. He's got a level 12 Nidoking, and because of our newly found strength with Nidorino, I believe that double kick should be a a one-hit KO. That first one was a critical hit, so I guess it's not going to be a 2-hit KO or a 1-hit KO. It will be a 2-hit KO, unfortunately, and we are going to take some extra damage on Nidoran, but that's perfectly fine because we are going to get the KO on Lickitung and gain the full experience for Nidorino here, which is fantastic because he's going to level up. So, as you can see, Nidorino is definitely pulling his weight here. He's already at level 17, and he's barely even used any of his offensive moves. So, next trainer down here has a couple Grimers, and of course, because of Makar's typing, once again, he's going to resist poison moves. He's going to resist normal moves like Pound, and he's also going to be easily able to KO back with some Magnitudes. So, I can't say enough about how valuable Geodude is in this section of the game, as far as helping to train up Nidoran, his defensive typing, his offensive capabilities with rock and ground types. It's just a fantastic Pokemon all around, and you definitely want to be considering picking up Geodude if you want to attempt a run like this, or even in story mode in general. Geodude has some a lot of value to him, at least in Gen 2, and you definitely want to be conscious of that in using him in all sorts of things. So the next thing up is another Grimer, of course. As I mentioned, this guy has 2 Grimers, and so we want to switch back into Nidorino again, switch back into Makar, and allow Makar to take the damage because of his great defenses. Grimer hardens up, unfortunately, but I think even with that extra defense, Geodude should still be able to one-hit KO, which it does, and Grimer is easily dealt with, so I'll gladly take that experience and move on. So, now that Nidorino is at a decent level though, I feel that he should be able to start taking things on, at least on his own. I think there was one more hidden item actually in this tunnel that I do want to try and pick up. I don't know exactly where it is, so I'm gonna have to try and find it the old-fashioned way. At least until we get the item finder, I'm not gonna be able to find hidden items as easily. So we're gonna have to resort to the old-school method of walk around, try and find the item like this. So it's a bit unfortunate, but just something that we're gonna have to deal with. I believe it's in the center section here, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a super potion, which it is. So I definitely want to have that extra source of HP restore, and it's definitely going to help us at least in the later parts of the run. So now that we've trained Nidoking up to at least level 17, Bakar's gained a couple extra levels. We picked up a bunch of very useful items, at least in the basement there, in the tunnel. I believe this is where we're going to end off this part here. Hopefully we'll get to the gym next part. I'm going to try and level up Nidorino and Geodude as fast as possible so that we're able to easily take on the Goldenrod gym. And hopefully you guys are going to be able to see me conquer the gym, because it's definitely a tough one. For those of you who are familiar with the Goldenrod gym, it definitely poses a challenge, at least this early on. The gym leader's got some very tough Pokemon to deal with, at least one in particular that most of you who play this game already will know what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, you guys are going to have to, those of you who don't know, are going to have to find out next time how we deal with that and what goes on with that. So anyways, it's been a great episode. We got a lot done this part, and look forward to see you guys next time. So I think this is where we're going to end it off. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.